Alright, time to ink the dress. Actually, this does need to be blacked out too. Alright, welcome back, guys. I just had some internet issues and I had to reset my router because it went out. But while that was working on, I was still working on this piece. Problem is that once this is fully blacked out, I will have to stop to work on and let the ink dry before I hit it with alcohol markers. I think this is probably one of my favorite parts is inking the dress, is just adding all these black shading. I like it dramatic. That's tad heavy. Yeah, it's getting there. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Hopefully everyone is doing all right on, I was gonna say Saturday, but it's Monday. I was off today, so I'm like a little lost. I say a little, but like a lot lost. As you can tell, I am finishing up this inking of my latest drawing and project. This is illustration 11, and I am very, very excited about working on this one and getting it to a good point. I've had this one rattling in my brain for a couple months now. So I was like, oh man, I can't wait to get to it. And then it's like, yep, I'm gonna knock it out. This is the next one. We're gonna do it. I was planning on doing the bride piece last, but I didn't have any other ideas at the moment. So I'm like, nah, I might as well just go ahead and do it now. If I get another idea, I'll just work on it then. Slowly but surely, it's getting there. It's going to be like lit up by like the moonlight and whatnot, and I think it's going to be a lot of blue and like some yellow shading to it. Probably some grays in there too, but it's getting there. We're getting there. Just wish my inkwell was had a little bit more. But you guys are more than welcome to ask me anything about art or anything or whatever, really. I'm here to kind of hang out and finish this up. Eventually, I will need to get a better streaming setup. I got a new table coming in that I can actually like use my computer to help me stream instead of just my phone. Can't wait to have to learn all that. Cool. Thanks, homework. Appreciate it. I've been working on this one for like a little bit. As soon as this art series is over, I'm gonna start get back into working on comics. I'm like, all right, we're gonna make some art series to like hone in on my art style and hopefully get better. And you know what? I've kind of done that. I've grown a lot during this project, which is honestly, I'm kind of surprised about how much. Because honestly, I didn't think I would grow as much from this project as I did. But there is something to say about like practice. It's getting there. So one thing I got to do with ink is I usually work left to right because like it gets really difficult to know when something's wet or dry. Wet or dry, because there's been many of times where I've like touched wet ink and smeared it in ruined drawings, and it's not fun. It's not bueno. Man. But I gotta say, this is definitely getting there. It's like I'm debating on if I want to add any hatching to this, and I don't think I will. Though it could make it a little bit more dramatic, I think, but I don't know if it's gonna look good. I mean, it could. I just don't know is the thing. Just what I'm doing right now is just I'm coming in here just to add a little bit more dimension to some of these folds. All right. And that a little bit of here. Yeah, that's looking pretty striking, I think. And I need to make sure that I clean this brush when I'm done with it, because this is an expensive brush. Because believe me, the worst thing to do is like do all this work and go like, all right, I need to use this brush again, and everything's dried, and I got to clean it. I'm telling you, like cleaning brushes are one. It's humiliating. It's just like great, I forgot to clean it, and then it's a pain, and then it messes up the tip of the brush, and then it's like great. And I need it, and I need it now because I want to do my art right now. But nope, never mind. I gotta sit 30 minutes to go 30 minutes to like an hour cleaning the thing. It's a pain. So, moral of the story is clean your brushes. Because believe me, like especially I especially end up forgetting to clean my inking brushes. All right. This is getting there. All right. What's going on, guys? Hopefully y'all doing all right. I am still finishing this up. We're almost there. Very, very close. And I'm looking at some of this and going like, oh man, I'm seeing my mistakes, which is fine because I can fix them. We are in the business of fixing art. And it's never too late. Yeah, just to give you guys an idea of like how much black ink I have used on this piece. It's got a good silhouette going on, which is what I wanted to do. Which is like rare, I guess, is like, all right, this is turning out the way that I thought. For the most part. There's a couple parts that I'm like, that didn't turn out as well as I hoped. But, you know, them's the breaks when it comes to art. It makes me go, man, I miss digital. I really miss digital sometimes, but it's also great just to have like something physically in front of you. And I just dig that. There's like one of it. But I am thinking about getting into doing all my pencil work digitally and print it out. And then just like do my inking and color physically. I think that might look pretty good. Or might, not the fact that it'll look good, but I think it'll make it easier. Just less painful, which is what I kind of want. Because I'd be able to like take breaks, make sure like, you know, everything looks structured and whatnot. Like, because like physical, it's like, man, I drew the head too big, or I drew the hand looks really weird. I just need to rotate it. You miss that sort of stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I wish I could do that, but I can't. Because like I used a pencil. But which I could just work fully digital, but like I just really enjoy like analog inking. It just looks so good. And honestly, I'm so here for it. Right, so but I gotta say, like, just good black and white line art just looks solid. All right, we're slowly getting there. I say slowly, but like we're like 90% done with the line art. And then after I get all this inked, gotta let this thing dry overnight, because next is like alcohol markers, and alcohol markers is like can make the inks bleed, and we don't want that, because if the inks bleed at this point, I'm gonna cry. And y'all don't want to listen to a 30-year-old man cry. Well, it might be kind of funny, but I don't want the humiliation. All right. All right. Right there. All right. Yeah. But yeah. Once I get a good setup going, I'll probably have some like music going, just so it's not so awkwardly quiet when I'm not talking. That, or I just make this an ASMR stream. I guess both are pretty good options. I have no idea. All right. All right. All right. We're just about there. Okay. Just underneath that, make that a little bit way more, and making sure that we're creating a good amount of depth for this dress. There's a couple other things I need to fix. Hey, Alex. Well, did you do that completely on your own? Yes, I did. It's taken a long time. It has been a long project. Dang, man, that's really good. Appreciate it. I really appreciate hearing that. It's been a time. I've had to fix a lot of stuff. I had some perspective problems earlier on with it. It's one of those, I kind of keep finding things. Perspective problems. So I'm not sure if you're an artist, so if you know what perspective is. So like visual, like 3-point, 2-point. I have like a giant fence back here. I am okay. All right, cool, awesome. So I covered up, like this was fine, but I had this fence. This was a fence cover up that I did, and it was coming down this way, whereas like bending on the edges and whatnot, and I just did not draw that in perspective that well. The cobblestone is probably a bit off too, but I just like, all right. The thing is, like, I already had inked it, and I was like, when I noticed that it was off, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna cover it up with black ink. So yeah, I had some. There's been a couple issues with it. Fillers are such a pain in the ass, dude. Yeah, it is. It's I'm not much of a like background artist or drawing environments. Like I do urban drawing. Like I do that like once a month, going out with like a group and whatnot, specifically just to try and like practice. But because I want to get better at it, because I want to get into comics, but I'm still not there yet. Slowly, I'll get there eventually, but I'm still trying to make interesting like backgrounds to go along with characters and stuff. Still trying to get better. Comics are so cool. Cartoons too. Yeah, no, I think comics and cartoons are cool. It's just I love to do either or. Well, I am working on a comic right now, but I got a script done. It's just getting there. What's it called? Right now, the title right now is Knights of Eden, but like it still might end up changing. I still gotta draw the thing. Well, actually, a friend of mine, she's actually penciling the thing. I'm gonna ink it, and then I'll probably end up coloring it too. But it will probably end up. I don't know if the name's gonna change or not. It just depends. But once we get done with it, I'm thinking about taking it to like Dark Horse or Image or something to see if we can't get some funding on it and get them to publish it. And then if we can't, then I'm probably just going to end up putting it on like Webtoons or something. That is at least the idea anyway. But it's probably going to end up being a year before we end up finishing it. Because we just got done with finishing the script about like last month. But my penciler just moved. And then before that, I moved. So we've been kind of busy. How do you get the emotion into your face? It says fierce, but like in a dark way. A lot of studying. I ended up looking up a whole bunch of like expressions of like angry expressions. Like it's something specifically that I have been struggling with is not having emotions on my characters. And that was one of the things I wanted to work on with this one, is to try and make her look just mad. So it's just furring the eyebrows more, curving the lips down more. I looked at a lot of comics to kind of like, all right, so how do they draw it in comics? Looks like she just got dumped. Yeah, I think that's a good idea of probably what happened, because that's like another thing. What I wanted to convey with this is that something of action. I wanted to work on the background. I wanted her to expression to be not just like look pretty, because if yeah, because you probably haven't seen any of my other work. It's like they all had the same problems, like just sitting there, look pretty and whatnot. So I wanted to kind of like convey some sort of story to it. So the fact that you're saying like, look, she got dumped, I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what I want. Is it just convey? I just want to convey an emotion, or there's like you can tell. Oh, okay, there's something happened. And that's something I want to start doing moving forward for more of my artwork, is to try and do that. But you know, she's running to the best guy friend to tell him all about it. Probably, yeah. And that's the guy that probably she should have ended up marrying. Most likely, that's probably what happened. Kind of here for it. And take none of his advice. Exactly. Yep. We've all been there. Totally been there. I don't think you should marry that guy. I think he's cheating on you. I'm going like, you would never do that. Brad would never. Brad would never. He would never cheat on me. I feel you. Yeah. Oh man, the amount of girls that I've told in the past, going, the guy that you picked is not a good guy. You don't know what you're talking about, Dane. You don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I kind of do, but okay. Believe me, I'd rather be wrong about those situations, but you know, it is what it is. All right. And from here, we know because we've been bad before. Yeah, I mean, I've done things that like I'm not particularly proud of. You learn your lessons. All right, that's getting there. Life, dude. Yeah, life is nuts, and it kind of don't stop. Yeah. But you also kind of eventually get to the age where it's just like, yeah, no, it's not any of my business. You take the advice, take it or leave it, you know. Well, nice meeting you, man. I'm on the next one because I'm on the house arrest board. I feel you, man. Take it easy, man. Appreciate you hanging out for a bit. I'm almost done anyway. That's the thing. I gotta let the ink dry in a bit, so. All right. All right. Let's see. I saw this thing that said art is finished when adding to it ruins it. Yeah, that is pretty much accurate. It takes two people to complete an artwork. It's the artist that has to draw it, and then the second person to shoot the artist when the art is actually done. And I think we're kind of at that point. This, at the moment, this is done for the night. All the inks are finished. And the ink's got to dry before I can throw color on this. Because if I go in there and add color now, will ruin the piece. All right, later, guys.